Hi, this is Chad. In this episode, I'm going to discuss about ratio and proportion. When two or more ratios are equal, they form a proportion. Proportion is a statement of equality between ratios. There are two terms in the proportion. The first and the last are called extremes. Now the second and the third are called means. Now the product of these two extremes A and D is equal to the product of means of B and C. Now, this ratio and proportion here is in colon form, but we can also write this in fraction form. So, A over B is equals to C over D. Now, let's cross multiply. Now, the product of A and D is equals to the product of B and C. Okay, let's have an example. So let's say 1 is to 2 is equals to 5 is to 10. Now the product of 1 and 10 is 10, and the product of 2 is 10 also. So the ratio 1 is to 2 is proportion to the ratio 5 is to 10. So another way of writing this is 1 half is equals to 5 over 10. Now 1 times 10 is 10, and 2 times 5 is also 10. So this means that 1 half is in proportion to 5 over 10. Okay, let's have another example. So let's say 3 is to 4 is equals to x is to 20. Now let's find out the value of x. Now 3 times 20 is 60, and 4 times x is 4x. Now let's isolate x by dividing both sides of the equation by 4. Now 4x divided by 4, so 4 is gone. 60 divided by 4 is 15. Now the value of x is 15. So we can simply put this 3 is to 4 is equals to 15 is to 20. Now let's find out if this answer is correct. Now 3 times 20 is 60. 4 times 15 is also 60. Now therefore, x equals to 15 is correct. Okay, let's try to answer some word problem about ratio and proportion. So for number 1, if 1/4 kilogram of salt should be used to season a 10 kilogram pig, then how much salt is needed to season a 60 kilogram pig? Now 1/4 kilogram of salt is to 10 kilogram of pig. Then is equals to, then since we don't know yet how much salt is needed, then let that be x. X is to 60 kilogram pig. Now let's multiply the extremes. 1/4 times 60 is 15. Now 10 times x is 10x. Now let's isolate x by dividing both sides of the equation by 10. Now 10x divided by 10 is simply x is equals to 15 over 10. Now 15 over 10 can be simplified by dividing this fraction by 5 over 5. So 15 divided by 5 is 3, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. Now x is 3 over 2, or simply 1.5 kilogram of salt. And this is our answer. Okay, let's try to answer problem number 2. A truck travels 180 kilometers in 3 hours. How many kilometers will it cover for 2 hours? Okay, 180 kilometers in 3 hours. I forgot to copy kilometer. Then is equals to, since we don't know yet how many kilometers will it cover for 2 hours, then let this be x. X is to 2 hours. Now let's multiply the extremes. 180 kilometer times 2 hours is 360 kilometer hours. Now is equals to 3 hours times x. So that is equals to 3 hour x. Now let's isolate x by dividing both sides of the equation by 3 hours. Now 3 hour times x divided by 3 hours is simply x. Now 360 kilometer hours divided by 3 hours. So let's cancel out hours. And 360 divided by 3 is 120. Then copy this kilometers. So in 2 hours, the truck will travel or cover 120 kilometers. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time.